reviewing this from Yawshi's point of view, and we'll be seeing the Fry. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the Fry opener there. It's something that I use quite a bit in my opener. I use it with Marie. Is definitely one of the combo potentials that it has. Shelly and Donnie in this place. I don't know how I feel about the Hydra Splatling. However, it will work out for Yawshi, and he will be able to play the Shelly and Donnie. Probably getting all the way around the Shiver placement, considering how it looks to be played. It's a 12-cost card, so it will not win against the Reflux. However, the Tentatech would be able to sneak in should Yawshi choose to do that. I personally would not do that. It's simply too easy for Ben to play any sort of block in that area. Any card in that area would be enough to disallow any further placements, and you wouldn't be getting a special point from it. Just like that, Yawshi would not have another play against the ZNF Splat Charger and can now focus solely on base building. The Shiver is actually not something I have seen before. Shiver does work with the base block, especially with the Tentatech, to give Yawshi 2 points in the Splat Bomb. Be played next to Fry. However, you would have to deal with the holes in the Fry card, and you can't get both Shivers and Fry's cards. You won't be able to fill both of those with Tentatech, since you only have one of them. So Yawshi will instead make the decision to play it on the Shiver card, maybe, as they look through the deck, which will get him 2 points. I do like the position Yawshi is in right now, being 16 points ahead, even though he doesn't have any special points right now. And even though Ben is still a special point ahead, being 16 points up is a very, very big advantage, simply due to the fact that one special point isn't going to do a whole lot. I'm going to see the E-Leader 4K scope, which will be nice. It won't generate any special points, but it will be really good at just extending the turf lead. And if Yawshi can keep this up, I think he doesn't have to worry about the special point game all that much. Especially since Ben's special game isn't looking that great either. With 3 special points and the base looking as it is right now, there's not many ways for Ben to create more special point opportunities. Using a special attack, dropping the lead to only 4 points. However, I'm trying to figure out where the ZF can play at the bottom. With only being only 4 points behind, however, still having a 4 special point disadvantage is not great for Ben in the moment. Yawshi has several options he can take to generate special points. ZNF Splat Charger, if played down 2, would be able to get 2 special points. It could also be played as it is right now being shown, just to get more turf points and extend the lead again. Although, if Yawshi does do that, I don't think he has any other valid plays for the rest of the game, and will instead have to use special attacks exclusively. Ben being able to use the Splatana Wiper to get himself 2 points, and it looks like Yawshi will be forced to pass this turn. With the cards that he has, all costing 3 or more, there's really no good way to chain special attacks, as you would like to do. As Ben takes another special point, dropping the lead to 5, still 2 special points behind, it's still looking very favorable for Yawshi, especially with this very nice heavy splatling. It will generate the 3 special points needed to use one of your other 312 cards, while also generating a bit of extra special as well. The Kraken Royale, as long as it generates 1 special block, it will give enough to use the Inkjet on the next turn. And with the lead that it would give, I don't see a way to lose that necessarily. Question is now which is worth more, and I believe the answer is the Kraken Royale. As we see Yawshi use here, as Ben has to pass on his second to last turn and now being 19 points behind, with Yawshi firing off yet another special attack. Near perfect special attack, just 2 blocks away from it. The lead is far too great for Ben to be able to recover from it, and that will be Yawshi taking game 1 of this set. 94 to 73, 21 points ahead. Very well played by Yawshi. As we move into game 2, Ben will be able to make the stage selection for this. I'm a big fan of the roulette method myself. As we go to River Drift. A very, very popular pick, it seems, especially in the starting stages that the players could vote on, and just in general for counterpicking. Yawshi will redraw and get a not-so-great hand. Shelly and Donnie would have been a nice opener for the last hand. However, this hand really, really does not have much. The best I could think of is Forge as your opening. Maybe Splat Charger could work as a sort of infiltration tool. You have both of your 312s in the hand on turn 2. Things are not looking great for Yawshi. Playing the Kraken Royale a bit defensively, and it will just barely pierce the Dynamo. However, Ben does have the chance to play through what would be, I guess, the tail of the Kraken Royale. It's not a solid wall. And so Ben would be able to play, potentially infiltrate. I do like the Tenatech play here, however. Maybe if Ben had a special, or not a special, a Tenatech of his own, this would stop it from happening. If he played something like Burst Bomb, it would activate the Burst Bomb, but wouldn't allow any further play. And just getting an early special point is never a bad idea, especially on River Drift, where something like Splat Charger can cover a long section of the map with a special attack and be able to infiltrate the enemy base early on. That can be very helpful for disrupting the enemy if they have a base combo. And we're going to see Ben play the Ballpoint Splatling. I can only suspect that we're going to see a Splatana Wiper or a Splatana Stamper to the left of that, as that's the only way you're really going to be able to utilize that space. Maybe a Splat Charger. However, it does have the 1 block next to Shiver that is not filled in. So that is going to be a bit rough to have to deal with that, because your special point game right now is not great, especially if Yawshi plays here. Yawshi, with an incredible Splat Bomb, almost half the points, but honestly in a much better position, simply due to how Ben's special blocks are spread out throughout the base. All of them are just 1 or 2 blocks off being able to activate. However, you just don't have a method to activate them. And now Yawshi, with a large section of the bottom map just completely walled off now, and will be walled off with this heavy Splatling, I don't see how Ben can make any progress on the map. He would have to make his own base combo and generate enough special points, and even then, the closest special block, the Dynamo Roller, is still really far away from any open space. The Small Fry that he just played does give a special point. However, you've given up your point lead, essentially, in a turn for 1 special point, because now Yawshi is going to be able to play large cards like the E-Liter Scope. You have the Steel Eel, Ballpoint Splatling. So many options are available to play right now just because of the large space afforded by that Kraken Royale early on. You've got a solid wall of blocks, so you would have to special block or special attack through in order to be able to break through. I just don't see how Ben makes it through with this one. You have the Mudmouth. If you have the Suction Bomb, that would give 2 special points. However, you really don't have much opportunity to generate points at all after that. The remainder that Ben has in his base doesn't really fit well for any cards. The best thing I could think of would be, I guess, a Twinical Octo Trooper, it looks like, but that's actually wouldn't even fit there either. I guess Little Judd in the corner could probably work. Maybe a Power Clam could work. However, you don't have that many options left. Yawshi will get, Ben will get the Tenatech. And now Yawshi having to pass on this turn. The Shiver that was played the turn prior, I'm not the biggest fan of. It doesn't activate any special blocks. It gives you the point advantage, sure, but I guess that's not really the biggest concern right now. You just want it, you have a good special block placed right next to the Dynamo. You just want a bit of a special advantage to make use of the special block that's there. And we're not really seeing that, especially considering that Yawshi already used up both of his small cards. The Tenatech was already played, the Splat Bomb was already played, and without any small cards, I don't think there's a way for Yawshi to generate any more special points. The Ballpoint Splatling could activate 1 point, as we see Little Judd coming in from Ben. And while it would give you up a few points, I think Ben actually will come out on top with this one. The Splatana Wiper giving an incredible vantage point to special attack. And even with a really nice special attacking spot that is the Splat Bomb next to the Dynamo, there's, I guess, the holes that I talked about at the beginning being Ben's weakness in the base actually mean that Yawshi isn't able to get as good of a special attack as he would want. And now, with Ben already locking in his special attack, I feel like Ben has actually taken this one with the Tenta Missiles. Perfect placement on the Tenta Missiles. The perfect 312 will let Ben win this match and bring the set to a 1-2-1 standing. So, looking back at the match, I actually want to retract what I said earlier. The Kraken Royale was a good play, but I don't think the Tentatech right after and the Splat Bomb after that was. The Tentatech, I think, was good, but the Splat Bomb being played afterwards, you really want to hold on to that to give yourself more special opportunity in the final turns of the game. And that's where Yawshi was really missing out on the points. We're going to go now to Square Squared. Yawshi's hand, I do like it. It gives you a lot of long-reaching cards. The Hydra Spotling is very nice. It pushes right to the middle. E-Liter 4K Scope gives you a nice special point, and it's going to win the clash, and you can play diagonally from it, giving a very, very nice vantage point. Going to see just 1 or 2 tiles away from being able to play Shiver in the spot where Yawshi had it listed. It would have been a very nice placement, taking up a large chunk of Ben's base. However, with the Hydra Splatling here, Yawshi is actually leaving the left side of the map completely open. Should Ben take advantage of this and just try to aggressively play along the left side off of the big man, he could potentially lock Yawshi out of this map. Now, Yawshi does have control of the bottom side of the map, and with the Shiver will be able to actually regain control of the top half. However, the heavy Splatling looping around the starting block, it does give space for a Forge to be played in the corner, and Yawshi is going to have to quickly try to take any space that he can in this bottom section of the map with the Shiver. The placement there is pretty good. Shivers, Cold Bandit Shivers special block is actually really hard to activate in practice. It's very hard to get it into a place, kind of a U block, so that special point can activate. Yawshi instead going to play aggressive with the Forge, not playing it off of the heavy Splatling to gain a special point, instead being much more aggressive with it. The Steel Eel here would gain a special point. It can be played off of the underside of the Hydra Splatling, or any, I guess, three long, 3 wide card that can activate its special point. Instead, going for the ZF Splat Charger in a more contested area, I do like this play because the far right side where Yawshi has the Hydra Splatling, you aren't going to be contested there. So you can save any plays made there for later. And so now with the Steel Eel and the Forge left, the Forge will probably be played. If played there, it would disallow the special point right above it from being activated unless Ben plays this turn. However, I do like this play because it's simply taking space and trying to stop Ben from gaining special points. And that's something I've noticed from Yawshi in the last few games. He really likes to disallow special point gaining by his opponent. So if you can put it to where your opponent needs only 1 block left to activate a special, they do it simply because it disallows it. It's a special block that your opponent won't be able to get. And we're seeing that now with Ben with that Forge placement. Now, almost out of options, going to play the Steel Eel for 10 points and the special block. We have the Octo Stamp being played in the corner by Ben, simply taking a special point. Makes perfect sense. Right now, Yawshi left with just Tentatech. There are a few places that it could be played to generate 1 special point. However, I don't see where it can activate itself and another special point. So Yawshi will have to settle for simply getting 1 special point from this Tentatech. And with 4 turns left and not much space available, it might not be that great. You do have, however, the Ballpoint Splatling. It is in the wrong orientation. You would need Ballpoint Splatling Nouveau to be played in that top right area of the map. So it doesn't look like Yawshi has any other placements in this map. There's the Ballpoint. Actually, I'm mistaken. You can play it in that top corner, and now it probably would have been better for Yawshi to play the Tentatech flipped upside down so it would activate the special block at the very top. Now 1 special point down. Yawshi does have Splat Bomb, able to generate 2 special points. Yawshi does have a very sizable point lead, however, and with 5 special points going into the last 2 turns, can chain special attacks with the Inkjet and Kraken Royale, the double 312, which would give a lot of turf. And with the already large point advantage, I do think Yawshi does have the win here. However, Ben with 6 special points, if he is able to utilize them effectively, could potentially come back. However, the Mudmouth only activating itself for 5 special points isn't that great of a trade-off in this scenario. And so it's likely that Ben will be passing this turn, allowing Yawshi to have an even greater special point lead. The Inkjet can be played at the top where the ZNF Splat Charger was. To activate a special point, it can be played right around the starting block. I believe playing it up near the top would allow for more turf coverage. However, I don't think that's the greatest concern right now. Additionally, the places where it was just shown on the right side of the map would activate a special point as well and give a very nice turf lead. Overall, I don't think there's a wrong way to play this right now. You just need to make sure that you get the special point. You have a nice solid lead going into the final turn. And then with the Kraken Royale played at the top there, very nice. Easily seeing a quick spot to gain a large amount of points. I didn't see exactly how far ahead it was, but it is definitely above the 24 points Ben could get from the Tenta missiles here. So that will be Yawshi taking game 3 on Square Squared with a 96 to 80 lead, making this 2-1 in his favor as we go into a potential set point here. Ben has decided we're going to X marks the garden for game 4. Ben would need to win both of these matches in order to stay in the winner's bracket and to win the set. We're going to see Yawshi with the Fry and Heavy Splatling. I do like it. Fry is a very solid opener. Playing it outward facing, we'll see Ben with the Shiver opener. Both cards have the same idea. They're 7 wide. They can be played from the starting block and completely block off any access to the base. I say completely, though it's not entirely foolproof. Something like Angle Shooter can easily slip in through the little gaps that are provided in the card. Yawshi looking to see where to play. The Heavy Splatling played in the center allows Ben to play Dynamo on the right. And Ben will be able to secure all of that spot, all the space that's on that right side of the cross. And Ben will play a bit more conservative of a Splat Charger. I suppose simply because the Shiver on the left side does not allow you to play on the corner. What I mean by that is on all like the rectangles, the 4 corner rectangles of the map, you typically want to play Dynamo like it was on the side. So you can play it completely vertical to wall off that side of the map. However, Ben didn't have that luxury, so instead having to play it sideways. We're going to see Yawshi with a very nice ballpoint Splatling here, taking up a large chunk of the center of the map and giving themselves a very, very nice position to special attack when the final turns come. Ben, with the small Fry on the right side of Fry, I think Ben wants to try to infiltrate Yawshi's base and disrupt his base combo. I think that may be an opportunity to happen here, especially if you played something like Tenatech, Sprinkler, even a Suction or a Fizzy Bomb in the center of the Fry card could work here. And Ben does have that luxury of being able to do that because he has the right side of the map pretty much entirely blocked off to himself. Even if this play right here doesn't work out and you can't really reach in, instead playing the Tenatech defensively to generate special points. While I do think generating 2 special points here is a good play, I really, really would have liked to see the Tenatech played offensively. It would have activated the special point that is right next to Fry, and it would have given him access to Yawshi's entire base, really. And being able to disrupt any base combo that Yawshi has, I think is simply too good of an opportunity to pass up, especially with Little Judd. Would have been able to activate the Tenatech there as well. Now we have Yawshi with the Shelly and Donnie. However, I don't see how any other card could be played after that. Yawshi does have an incredible Steel Eel spot to be played right on the left side of the map. However, he has to draw it first, and if Ben gets there early and is able to play something to disrupt it, I don't think Yawshi will have enough special points to, I guess, overtake the final turns of the match, because Ben has 6 special points to Yawshi's 3. Yawshi also has to pass this turn with no cards available. Ben able to play in his own base. Yawshi not able to draw the Steel Eel, and now has to decide, do you play the ZNF Splat Charger, take the 1 special point, and is instead going to play aggressively with a special attack Inkjet, giving themselves 1 special point, and potentially being able to reach into the base. Ben plays Splatterco Screen, reaches into Yawshi's base, and Yawshi will draw the Steel Eel, giving himself 4 special points on this 1 turn, allowing any card of his choice to be played next turn for a special attack. The Shiver looks to be the best option right there, and it all now becomes a matter of how effective can it be made. Ben, with the perfect, I believe this is the perfect 312 played over with a special attack. Yawshi with the Shiver, however, it's going to be overridden partially by the Splatana Wiper. However, I do think Yawshi just managed to get enough points. Yes, Yawshi will take the set 3-1 in this final match of X Garden with an incredible Steel Eel placement there. 4 special points right at the end, right when he needed it, the second to last turn, winning that 50-50 and being able to play an incredible final special attack. Looking back at the game, I was really excited for that Steel Eel. It was